Hey, how's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros, and today we are doing the cheapest budget streaming setup at under $600.
We're going to be featuring a PC we built for $300 on the channel and showing you how you can get into live streaming on the cheap. This whole setup is only $600. Comes with a, well, webcam, mic, and all the peripherals you need, even a secondary monitor. How is it possible? Well, we'll talk about that. But first, a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by ASRock and their Z590 Phantom Gaming ITX Thunderbolt 4 motherboard, featuring killer double-shot pro networking that allows you to use both killer Wi-Fi and Ethernet at the same time for maximum throughput, Hyper M.2 Gen 4 support with a built-in heatsink for better cooling, and dual graphics outputs for those running integrated Intel graphics. If you're looking to build an awesome mini ITX gaming PC, then look no further than the Z590 Phantom Gaming ITX Thunderbolt 4 motherboard from ASRock. Check the link down below to learn more.
So as you guys know, if you follow the channel, we do a lot of gaming and streaming setups. So with our gaming setups, it's typically a keyboard, monitor, mouse, computer, and a mouse mat. Well, with the streaming setup, you need a couple extra things. You really need to have a webcam, and you need to have a mic of some sort, and we almost always have a secondary monitor. In this case, it is an old Vizio TV that is pretty much broken, but it was free, and that's the best part about this setup.
This is the only thing that doesn't have a specific price or link. It's mainly a recommendation to either use a extra TV you have or look on like the Facebook market or a local market and get a $20, $30 monitor that may use like this one, like VGA. You have to use a VGA to HDMI to make this thing work properly. But you can use a wide range of different screens just to have extra screen real estate for chat and things like that. It's free real estate.
So how about we go ahead and talk about each individual part in the actual computer and go ahead and do some actual test streaming. Alright guys, so what we have here is an HP ProDesk pre-built. This is pretty similar to one of the Optiplexes, but it's HP's variant. This computer comes with the i7-4790, which is a 4-core 8-threaded processor, and of course it's a little bit better than the i5 because you actually have hyper-threading. You get a single stick of 8 gigs of RAM, which of course we really recommend going dual channel if you can. This will help a lot with streaming, especially having 16 gigs. We have an MSI GeForce GTX 960, which is a really good card, and it has NVIDIA's NVENC encoder, which obviously is an older encoder because of this card, but it's still going to be a lot better than any old AMD card for streaming. And then another thing that we decided to do, because this did come with a 500 gig hard drive, but hard drives are very slow and it would really suck for streaming, we threw in this 120 gig SSD that articulates, but right now it's kind of stuck because we put the graphics card in, and the articulating feature helps you to fit the graphics card in. But really what we mean by articulating is it only has one screw holding it in.
Now for the first monitor, we have the Acer R240HY, which is actually the same monitor we used in our gaming setup that we did with another PC. You haven't seen that video, hit the on the top right corner, but it's basically a 23.8 inch or 24 inch 1080p monitor that is 60 hertz, I believe. I've never totally verified this, but I believe it is 60 hertz. And it is, well, a decent sized monitor to play games on, and you really don't need much more than this for a budget PC. The real thing you need is a secondary monitor, which this is just an old Vizio TV that I think we got from a recycling center, and we have been using it for a while. As you can tell, there's some damages to it. There's a lot of problems with it, but in reality, all it needs to do is show OBS and Twitch chat, which this works perfectly fine for that. You have your gameplay here, your Twitch chat and OBS here, and you can use any sort of monitor. You could get a bunch of different smaller monitors if you want to and just mismatch everything. Again, you can buy a new one like this and just copy and have a cleaner setup, but we're going for the cheapest setup here, and this is probably the best route. Now for the peripherals, we picked up another REDRAGON combo. This is their gaming essentials combo that comes with a basic membrane keyboard with RGB. It's not really real RGB, but it is, well, decent backlighting. It's not the brightest thing in the world, but we do have a lot of studio lighting here. So in your dark dungeon while you're playing Fortnite, you'll probably see that backlight perfectly fine. There is a number pad, so this is a full-size keyboard compared to the 10 kilos we normally go to, but you could use this for like changing scenes, a little macro pad you could reprogram. I know our editor McAllister likes to do stuff like that with his keyboard, so something you can do definitely with this setup. And then the mouse is just a, well, basic mouse here. It has red LEDs. It's a little bit heavier. It actually has a weight system right here. Let me go and open this. Can I open it?
I tried earlier and I just gave up.
All right, I think I can actually open this. Maybe? No. I'm calling it quits here. But it looks like you can add weights, which is a really old feature in mice. Not many people do it anymore. So, I mean, for a cheap combo. I think this whole combo was like 20 bucks. I mean, you really can't complain. It gets you up and running. Now, the microphone we use is the TONOR USB microphone. We normally use something like the Fifine mic, but I wanted to try something a little bit different because one, we have this thing on hand, and two, we've used the Fifine mic like 1,000 times. So if for some reason this is out of stock, we recommend the Fifine mic. Links down below will be affiliate links and they will help us out, but it produces some pretty decent audio. It's USB, and for the most part, it would be perfectly fine and better than going with a headset microphone, which the headset right here, good old MPOW. This isn't our favorite MPOW headset, but it is a budget-friendly MPOW headset with a microphone if you really didn't want to spend extra money on a, well, dedicated mic, but we highly recommend you do that. It works fine. You can get really any headset for a setup like this. If you have headphones already, you don't need to buy them and save some money, but this MPOW one has a blue LED. It's pretty decent and did pretty well in our budget headset roundup video that we did a while back. And let's see, last thing, oh, webcam. Webcam, we have an Aki 1080p webcam. Now, on Amazon Live, which we're streaming to right now, by the way, check the link down below to follow us on Amazon Live. This is not actually on Amazon anymore, but this Aki webcam is a rebranded webcam. There's a ton of different similar ones, which I included on the carousel on Amazon Live, that will do 1080p, 30 FPS perfectly fine. And we really like this Aki one because it's pretty wide angle and the colors are pretty decent, and it ranked really high in our webcam roundup. So it's a good option, but there are a lot of other options you can go with. The last thing I'm gonna mention real quick is this mouse mat. Again, this is a very expensive mouse mat from Corsair. We're using this just as a placeholder. We had a really cheap one that we used for the gaming roundup that was not that good, so I just wanted to use this one temporarily. You can use any sort of mouse mat you want. Again, links down below, but for the sake of this video, we just went with one we had on hand, so don't really count this too much into the budget. But yeah, for $600, getting everything up and running into live streaming, I think we have a pretty good contender here, but how will it perform? Well, let's get into some test streams, shall we?
All right, guys, so we're launched in Chivalry 2. We're at all those settings, 1080p. We have OBS recording on the left-hand monitor, and we are playing the game on our main nice 24-inch monitor. That's moving the webcam, live action. Now, we're using the TONOR mic at the moment. We have it set down to about minus 15 decibels in OBS. This might be a little bit loud. Actually, that's not too loud. That should be good, right?
Yeah.
It seems respectable, although it might get really loud once we're actually in the game.
There we go.
Let me do a shout. So if I had to guess the FPS, I'd probably say we're running close to 60 right now. It's relatively smooth. In a game like Chivalry, you really don't need like the highest settings. But obviously on the secondary monitor, it's really easy to have OBS open in one windowed screen mode and then have your Twitch chat open right next to it. That's normally how I do it at home because I only use 2 monitors when I stream. You guys see my pro shiv strats? But yeah, I think this is, this is pretty decent gameplay, as much as we need. I know Matt's gonna play Fortnite for 30 minutes. That's what he does best. He's gonna cop like 20 kills. I think we got, we got 1 takedown, so I feel really confident with that. I'm gonna go in and throw my axe and hit someone with it, guaranteed, and then we'll call it there. Throw! No, I missed. Ugh. Okay, well that went good, All right, let's go ahead and go on to the next game.
All right, guys, we are now in everyone's favorite game, Fortnite, or just my favorite game. I don't really know. We are going to leave the frame rate to unlimited right now. I'm going to go ahead and put show FPS in the top corner so you all can see that right here. And we're going to go and dive into a solo match, but I have a feeling we might experience some recording lag because I have the frame rate limit removed. So we'll kind of adjust as we go, but as long as it's locked at 60, we should be perfectly fine. All right, guys, we are in Fortnite. And oh my goodness, we're getting some lag here. All right, here we go. All right, so we're dropping in, and the frame rate is well over 100 right now, as you can see in the top right. I don't normally use MSI Afterburner. I don't know why we decided not to use it for this. I just kind of forgot about it. So from here on out, I'll try to pull up MSI Afterburner, but we'll go ahead and drop in real quick. And it looks like the recording's keeping a constant 60, which is what you're looking for when you're live streaming. Again, we are doing a local recording. It's just the same as doing live streaming because we are using the same settings for live streaming, but just not actually live streaming because we're on Amazon Live right now. Look at that, I'm flying away. But yeah, it feels pretty smooth, I'm not gonna lie. I was really impressed with this PC when we were benchmarking it before, and now live streaming it doesn't feel a whole lot different. That's the beauty of the NVENC encoder. This 900 series NVENC encoder doesn't look beautiful or anything, but oh god, where are those shots coming from? Oh, there's somebody.
It just sucked up the truck.
Okay, well that was a little easy. But yeah, frame rate's still solid. Probably looks pretty good too. You could up the bitrate a little bit, but do keep in mind bitrate is limited normally on your internet connection. Right now we are at 4,000, which is definitely low for 1080p. You could go down to 720p, get some better performance. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid. I was kind of worried that the only one stick of 8 gigs of RAM would be a problem for this live streaming setup, but as long as you're playing esports titles, which is what we plan on sticking to for this benchmark run, you shouldn't have any problems.
You shooting at this guy?
I can. It seems kind of unfair. You just get like stuck in them. Okay.
You know what, Alex? You stink, and we're gonna add some old spice in there. So.
Woo, lazy llama. Wow, that's it. I love being in the low elo in Fortnite. Runs perfectly fine. I think we killed pretty much everyone we possibly can kill. But yeah, let's just go ahead and switch to another game real quick, shall we?
All right, we are now testing out Valorant, which should be a pretty popular stream game, especially for this PC, I believe. We're on medium settings at 1080p, like medium high settings. So we could lower some settings some more to get, you know, the most maximum FPS, which I don't know, we might have to, but let's see. Not too bad, it's playable. Oh God.
Just get blah blopped.
All right, we already know we gotta go op mode.
How could she jump?
Dude, she thought she could freaking she thought she could juke me. So we're actually getting like 130 FPS. We really could use a higher refresh rate monitor.
Yes.
For some much better gameplay.
This is the cheapest streaming setup. Come on, man.
No.
That's an upgrade. And then you can use that monitor you're using right now as a better secondary monitor.
I hit that. Dude, I hit those. Bro! Don't jump, don't jump.
Oh.
I hit those. I hit those.
Uh-oh. He's on a roll.
He's
on a roll!
I hit those. I need more, I only have 11 HP. No!
That was the end for you.
Dude, that's all it takes is missing that one shot. Oh God. All right, well, that was Valorant. It's pretty much how Valorant goes. You know, you get shot in your back, boop. All right, 360 no scope, you ready?
That don't look like a no scope to me. All right, I don't think we're testing anything else. I think that's it.
I think this is it.
All right, let's wrap this video up real quick.
Bye, chat. All right, guys, so we're actually pretty surprised because if we're being honest, we thought this was gonna be a little bit worse than it was because we've done these cheap full streaming setups, and of course, we didn't throw any high demanding games at it. We didn't throw Warzone or Cold War at it, which we really wouldn't recommend doing, but we think it's probably possible.
It is possible, but I would definitely recommend upgrading that RAM first. Get 16 gigs of RAM if you're gonna play games like Cold War and Warzone. We never actually benchmarked it even in the PC build video because of that reason, so adding more RAM would make it more playable. But if you're someone who's just doing face cam streaming, like you're doing what we do, you know, talk about stuff, like looking at different deals and things like that, you could easily do that on this PC. You can play games like Minecraft, the ones we tested in this streaming setup. So yeah, overall, I was very impressed with it. If you want to pick up any of this stuff from this setup, links in the description down below will be affiliate links and they will help us out.
And also don't forget, even adding that second stick of RAM, not only will it give you a higher capacity, which helps a little bit in games, but just having dual channel is what's going to make a huge difference. We only had one 8 gig stick, and I would imagine if you just add a second 8 gig, even a 4 gig stick, you might see 10 to 20 more FPS in pretty much any game you throw at it. So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
So funny enough, we've actually already sold this PC at PCBros.tech for someone who wanted to get into gaming and streaming.
PCBros.tech is the best place to buy a PC from us, and all the PCs we end up showing on the YouTube channel end up going to PCBros.tech. We also have a brand new PC with a graphics card that you can actually pre-order right now. So PCBros.tech, by the time this video comes out, they're probably going to be there already, but you know, go ahead. Yeah, bye.
Or they'll be gone.
They could be gone.